Hey guys, this video, I'm having some technical issues with the YouTube Live, so I was waiting for it to show up in the stream, but it still is not doing that. I am going to go ahead and talk about this, okay? What are the 3 things that you need to do as a student to improve your TOEFL speaking score and to give yourself a better chance to get 26 plus on TOEFL speaking? So that's what we're going to talk about today. What are the 3 biggest mistakes that students make when they're trying to get 26 plus on TOEFL speaking? So let's talk about that. The first mistake that students make is they take the TOEFL test too many times, okay? They take the TOEFL test too many times. And this is specifically for pharmacists, physical therapists, doctors, dentists, nurses, teachers, a lot of immigrants who move to the United States. They need to get 26 plus on TOEFL speaking. And what they do is they assume that it will be quite manageable, that they will be able to get 26 plus on TOEFL speaking without a lot of issues. And what ends up happening is they end up taking the TOEFL 8 times, 10 times, 12 times, 14 times. What you do not want to do is take the TOEFL more than 3 times without finding professional help or guidance. And that's because every time you take the TOEFL, you're spending $190 on the TOEFL test fee. So for example, let's say there's a student A, they take the TOEFL test 3 times and they decide immediately after that, okay, I've already taken the test a few times, I'm not getting the score I need, I'm going to go find a private teacher, I'm going to go take group lessons, I'm going to go get help from someone to get the score I want. That's student A. What they do is they invest $800 in private help, right? It sounds like quite a bit, but we'll talk about why it's not. They take the test the 4th time, they get the score they want, they're done with the TOEFL. Now student A has a friend, okay, student B. Student B, just like student A, also took the TOEFL test 3 times, and they didn't get 26 plus on TOEFL speaking like they needed. So what they did is instead of going ahead and investing, they kept trying to take the TOEFL test again and again, and they kept hoping that they would get lucky. Student B ended up taking the TOEFL test 10 times. They took the TOEFL test 6 extra times in student A, and that cost them $1,200. Now student A and student B ended up in the same exact position. They both got the score that they wanted. But student A spent $800, student B spent $1,200. So if you're at a point where you've taken the TOEFL test a few times, you're still not getting the score that you want, you don't want to try to get lucky. Instead, do your best to invest in professional help and get what you need. The second issue, the second mistake that students make when they're trying to get 26 plus on TOEFL speaking is they don't improve their confidence and mindset. A lot of students, they do a great job addressing spoken grammatical issues. They do a great job of improving their accent, of having their timing, content, and organization. But what a lot of people don't understand, especially people who have only taken it once or twice, is they don't spend enough time improving their mindset and improving their confidence so they can handle the stress and the distractions of the TOEFL speaking test. You don't want to make that mistake. You need to do everything possible to make sure that you are confident and prepared to handle the distractions of the TOEFL test. The last thing that you want to do, the third mistake that I see students make, is they spend too much time on TOEFL test taking strategies and not enough time on just improving their general English speaking ability. So when I work with students, we work on 2 main things. TOEFL test taking ability is one of them, how your timing, your content, your organization, your delivery, making sure you have the content that's necessary. But we also work on their English speaking ability, their accent, their pace of speech, their spoken grammar, their use of informal words and phrases, their fluency. Too many students spend most of their time on the TOEFL test taking strategies and not enough time on just improving their general English ability. And that's because improving your general English ability is more difficult. With test taking strategies, it's more formulaic. It's like a formula. We can do A plus B plus C, and we know that there's a good chance that we'll get the result. Improving the general English ability is a bit more complicated. But if you want to have a great chance of getting 26 plus in TOEFL speaking, you need to be able to improve your general English speaking ability. So I've had a number of issues with the stream health and other things with this live. Guys, I'm going to be doing this every single day for the next month in terms of a YouTube live video. So please continue to stay tuned. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned, please go ahead and leave a comment below and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much for attending this really brief video and I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something new.